discussed players who we think could lead the team in scoring. We've discussed players who could, do some things on the wing. What about surprises? I like surprises. I've had surprise parties thrown for me before. They're fun. What about surprises on this team? Who do you think could come out as a big surprise player, whether it could be a new addition or someone who's already on the team from time for the Montreal Canadiens? Who do you envision as the biggest surprise going forward for this Montreal Canadiens team?
I would like to think a pleasant surprise in Romanoff, picking his game up to the point where he's going to open a lot of eyes, and he's going to do a lot of really good things that are going to allow him to log some serious minutes in some real good key situations. And I think that, I've been singing his praises for a while now. I'm just hopeful he's going to be given the chance because he's got tremendous upside. And we need to develop him because he's going to be a huge part of the club, moving forward. On a little bit of the negative side, I'm really concerned about Carey Price's health. We've talked about, Stu has mentioned it a number of times. I'm really worried that over this grinding NHL season that Carey is not going to be able to hold up the way that everybody hoped that he would. I don't know. I'm concerned in that area on Carey Price's health.
For a surprise, I'm going to go off the board a bit here and say Chris Weidman. This is a guy who led all KHL defensemen in scoring last season. He's been out of the NHL for a couple of years, but he spoke during training camp during a lengthy interview with the media just about how much it means to him to be back in the NHL. He said every day he was in the KHL, all he kept thinking about is how can I get back to the NHL? He spoke about how much it means to him. He's a guy from St. Louis, how much it means to him to play for the Canadiens, saying it's like telling his friends in St. Louis who don't follow hockey, it's like playing for the Yankees and putting on this pinstripes. He's shown in the past he can be a puck-moving defenseman. He's not the biggest guy, but he really, really has something to prove. And if you go back in time when he was at the Senators, he was one of those guys who got caught in that infamous Uber ride.
Oh, yeah.
Recorded them while they were criticizing assistant coach Martin Raymond and the special teams and laughing and mocking him. And it's a situation, I think, unfortunate situation. I think anybody could have been caught in that. How many people, when they're with their friends, talk about how much they don't like a coworker or a boss or something else like that when you think you're just among friends? He got caught recording it, and it sort of paved his road out of the NHL. Which seems somewhat unfair when you think Thomas Chabot was also in that car and he's still with the Senators. So he was sort of the scapegoat for that. So he's paid a big price for it. And he, as I said, I think he's just really determined to get back in the NHL and show that he can perform. And he is a puck-moving defense and something the Canadiens need. So I'm going to go. He could be a real surprise for this team this season, I think.
Well, I just want to start off, Julian, that I am very jealous that you've had a surprise party. I've been waiting my entire life for one, dropping hints.
I've had two.
And still have not had one.
I've
had two.
So there's still hope for you, Julian.
I didn't mean to start with that, but I just wanted that out there. Yeah.
Well, you never know. Maybe this is my year. I get a surprise
Maybe.
party.
You got a lot of good things going for you, Jess.
That's true. Mine, I'm going to go with David Savard. I know we don't think he's going to be able to meet the expectations that Dominic Ducharme did say at his golf tournament, that he feels that he will fill in that role left behind of Shea Weber. But I think he's going to do a better job than we anticipate. So that to me is going to be my surprise going into this year.
Okay. I don't know if saying Cole Caulfield would count because I think there's a mixed amount of expectations that he could be a good player and he is highly ranked up for the Calder Trophy. But I still would like to mention the fact that this is a kid who at the beginning of this calendar year was playing World Juniors hockey with Team USA, then went on to be the best college player in that season, then went on to play in the AHL and just, do his thing there, and then ends up with the Montreal Canadiens on a roller coaster ride to the Stanley Cup playoffs and not look out of place. And while there is that kind of wall you expect to see as a rookie, I don't know if he's going to really hit it. I still expect him to just continue to surprise and just show out as a pro player. I think he's shown that he has what it takes to stay. But again, I'll acknowledge that there is the expectations that he's supposed to do well, so he might not count as a surprise. So I'll say Alexander Romanoff. I think the fact that some people, at least some of my colleagues at The Athletic, have him on the radar potentially to make the Russian Olympic Committee team like in 2022. And I think if he has himself a good start to this year, he could end up as an extra defenseman. And, maybe we flag that, but I think other people might take more notice of Alexander Romanoff this coming year. He already impressed us last year, but if the Canadiens take their time with him and they let him play, he could potentially put up more points and just show that he's a bit more comfortable on North American ice. So I'll say him as a pleasant surprise. It's a little bit tougher for me to pick someone who might not be as good or someone who might be a bit of a surprise. Maybe Ben Sherratt might take a step back this year. Joel Edmondson, I thought, was the team's most consistent defenseman, or at least someone who wasn't making too many mistakes up until the playoffs last year. He kind of started to fall off near the end. Maybe he doesn't have that good of a start. Yeah, it's a bit tough. Maybe David Savard doesn't pan out as well. Who knows in terms of that negative side, but I'll say Alexander Romanoff officially as my surprise for this Montreal Canadiens team going forward, which, I mean, we all know how this, we all know how these seasons go. There could be a lot of surprises for everyone.
And let me just say, it's amazing how the smart defensemen always get accolades on, people to be reckoned with, and some things won't change.
Well, the biggest surprise last year was the Canadiens going to the Stanley Cup final, right? So anything can happen.
Among other things, I think the Canadiens did a few surprising things over the last few months, which we don't need to rehash again. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, not to put that at an abrupt end of this bonus episode, but yeah, we're all in for surprises this coming year. I mean, hey, we saw the Montreal Canadiens go to the Stanley Cup final when no one else thought they would. What else is going to come in an 82-game season? Let us know about the surprises you will try to anticipate to have happen for the Montreal Canadiens in our comment section. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Visit hockeyinsideout.com to check out our full episode. And we have a newsletter, Hockey Inside Out newsletter at montrealgazette.com/newsletters. We really have a lot to break down at the end with house cleaning and stuff, but we have a lot of great content to share. So be sure to check us out.
Are we on the back of milk cartons too?
We could have that arranged. Jess. Yes, we can.
Well, we know, Jess, you're going to be in wedding photos soon. So
that's true.
Oh, see, I told you got a lot of good stuff going on for you, Jess.